Merry Christmas from my home to yours. So I wonder if you send Christmas cards. I usually do, and I managed to get some out in the mail this year. I wonder if you've noticed that you're receiving fewer cards than you used to. I sure have. The practice of sending Christmas cards has waned over the years, but I sure do enjoy receiving them. And I've gotten about like 50% store-bought greeting cards and 50% family photo cards this year. Let's talk about what they communicate. These are some that I've found in my mailbox this year. So there's this one, and it depicts the children of the world of all races and creeds and nationalities holding hands and smiling inside a beautiful glittered star. And then there is this one depicting an idyllic scene of all of God's creatures who are gazing toward a quaint little country church covered in snow, with the light illuminating the windows of the church and people gathering for worship. And here's a sampling of the family photo cards that we've received. So here's one, happy kids at the beach. Here's another one, everybody standing cozy up to each other, arms around one another, looking really happy there. And one last one with cute little kids in it. Likewise, everybody's happy and smiling and cozied up to each other for the photograph. And I love these cards, and I display them in our home throughout the season so I can look at them and relish the sentimental feelings they stir of a world in which everybody gets along, children are safe and happy, God's creatures are cared for and not imperiled, and everybody gathers for worship in our churches. Ah, yes, if only. But we know the reality that no one puts in their Christmas cards, right? That the multicolored children of the world sometimes grow up to throw stones and point guns at each other instead of holding hands. And in the snow-covered scene, we know that not only does the snow on the country church melt, but so do the glaciers and the ice caps. And we know that some of God's creatures are endangered species. And some of the family photos would be more honest if they had captions that say things like, in recovery. Well, maybe I was for a while and I'll try again next year. Or lost my job last month. Or getting some counseling for the little one. Or filing for divorce in the new year. You know, you get the picture. In our Advent series and our worship services, we've been talking about coming home for Christmas. And the phrase, coming home, may evoke sweet Christmas card scenes for some, and for others, it may stir memories of tense moments and even worse. Home does not mean the same thing for everybody. On Christmas Eve, we're going to focus in on the story. The Christmas story. In our 7 and 9 p.m. services, I'll be preaching and I'll share the message called Welcome Home. But the fact is that Mary and Joseph welcomed baby Jesus not into a home, but into an animal stable. And it probably wasn't all pretty and clean and neat and perfect the way that it's pictured on, say, this Christmas card that I got. A classic. So I want to invite you in this Christmas week to spend some time reading and mulling on the story. The story in Luke chapter 2. Here are a few of the verses. Joseph went to the city of David called Bethlehem because he was descended from the house and family of David. He went to be registered with Mary, and while they were there, the time came for her to deliver the child. And she gave birth to her firstborn son and wrapped him in bands of cloth and laid him in a manger because there was no place for them in the inn. It's the story that speaks hope and love into all those realities that don't make the front of anybody's Christmas card that we send to friends across the country once a year. It's the story not only of Mary and Joseph welcoming baby Jesus home into their family while they were without the shelter of an actual home, but also the story of God breaking into all of our un-Christmas card-like scenes, all of our un-Christmas card-like messes, to say, I'm with you in this. I will be your peace. I will be your place of belonging. I will be your home. No matter what your real family photo or your real home looks like, Jesus says, I'm with you in it. I hope that you'll join us on Christmas Eve. 5 p.m. is our family-friendly service in which any child who wants to can show up and put on a costume and be part of the nativity pageant. 7 p.m. is our most traditional service with lessons and carols, a short sermon, communion, and candle lighting. 9 p.m. will be our contemporary service in our fellowship hall with our praise band, a short sermon, communion, and candle lighting. 11 p.m. will be a quiet contemplative service in the sanctuary with lessons and carols and communion and candle lighting. All of the services will be live streamed too, in case you can't join us in person, but we hope you can. I wish you a blessed Christmas, and I remind you that whatever home looks like for you, Jesus is with you in it always. Amen.